Now there's even more that I want to show you inside this dashboard interface for your blog. What I want to show you first here is back on the topic of our modules here, which we just discussed, the Right Now and the Quick Press and all the others that we see in this interface. We actually have some customization options that I want to show you here. First of all, what I can do, and you may have noticed this, is whenever you hover over top of one of your module's titles, you'll notice this very faint drop-down arrow appearing on the right-hand side of the module. Go ahead and click on that, and you can actually collapse down these modules. So if you want, you can actually have all of your modules collapsed, maybe something like this. Maybe you want a slightly cleaner looking dashboard. Perhaps. It's entirely up to you. And then of course, if you wanted to go and expand these guys, all you would do is just click on that drop-down arrow once again. That's really all there is to it. In fact, you can click right on the titles of the modules if you want, rather than clicking on that drop-down arrow to expand and collapse these different modules. Okay, wonderful. Now, what else can you do with your modules? Well, as it turns out, you can do quite a bit. What I could do, for example, is maybe this Quick Press module. Maybe I don't want to have him sitting on the top right of my dashboard. Maybe I want to have him sitting over on the top left of the dashboard interface. Well, what I'll do is I'll take this Quick Press title bar here, I'll click on it and drag. Now notice this dotted frame here shows up as soon as I drag him over to the left. And when I see that dotted frame, if I let go of my mouse, that essentially reorganizes my modules, my dashboard interface. And then, for example, maybe I'll take the Right Now module and I'll drag him up to the top left, something like this. So you can quite easily drag to rearrange your entire dashboard interface, something like this, right? Maybe I'll take my incoming links and move him over to the left, and then maybe recent drafts I'll move underneath my Quick Press module, something like this. You can go nuts and essentially set all of this up exactly the way you want. So have fun with that. Maybe spend a moment goofing around with that. Now, in addition to customizing and reorganizing your dashboard and so on, you can go even further if you wish. You may have eyeballed this already, but up towards the top right of your interface, we have this Screen Options drop-down. And if I click on that, I get this expandable sort of top area here, and I can decide what modules I want to show on my dashboard. So maybe, for example, I don't want to see incoming links, and I'm not interested in that WordPress development blog or the WordPress news. And maybe I don't want to see recent drafts either, something like this. And then I'll just click on this Screen Options button once again. And what that will do is essentially reset that entire dashboard. So now those modules that I had unchecked, the WordPress development blog and the WordPress news and so on, they're gone, right? But what's interesting to note is that I can always go back to Screen Options, and I can always turn these modules back on. For example, it's a really good idea to keep your other WordPress news and your WordPress development blog modules turned on, right? As a matter of fact, I'll turn everything on here, and I'll collapse this down again, and of course, everything is back. There's my 2 WordPress-related modules there, and the incoming links there, which I had also turned off. Now, what's interesting to note as well, back in this Screen Options area, is I can also set the number of columns. The default is 2. Maybe you want to bring that up to 3, or maybe reduce it down to 1, something like this. I'll collapse this back down. There we are, something like this, right? So, again, you've got a lot of different customization options here. I'm going to go back to the default, though, here, 2 columns. So, you can essentially set this up however you want. Now, I'm going to have to do some rearranging here inside my dashboard, but I think you get the idea.